For today's project, I ran over to my local Home Depot and grabbed some planters right off the shelf, and also grabbed some primer and some textured finish that comes in many different colors. First part of our project is you're going to, when you notice at the end, you can do this any way you want. We're going to go with this square base. One of the pots that we're going to use right here, these do have removable bottoms right here. So what we want to do right in the beginning is we do want to have some glue on there. So we're going to put some glue here right around the edges. As you can see, this gives us a nice smoother edge to glue to. We're going to bind this pot right here on top of this base. So the easiest way to do this is you can mark the outline on the bottom, or you can just turn it over and put glue around the edge. So what we need to do is put the glue all the way around the edge. I'm a little shaky and I don't like doing that, so I'm going to put some glue just on a paper towel. And then what I'll do is I'll just take the glue and I'm just going to wipe it around the edge just like this. Doesn't take much, and it can be a little messy. The reason is, if it oozes out, that gives us some texture on the bottom. So just go ahead and put it all around the edge, just like this. So the next step is we're going to take our glued pot, just like this, put it right on top. You want to make sure you get the right size so that it doesn't come over the edge. The one thing about glue is we're going to put some weight on this. I just grabbed a quart of stain and put that on there. It gives it weight. Now, see how the glue is popping out around here? That's okay. Just take it, wipe it around the edge. Not a big deal. Once we get to the point that we paint and stain, you're not going to need to worry about this. So clean it all up. Now we're going to set this to the side and work on our other half. For the second part of this, we're going to take this waterproof container right here, flip it over. We're going to use the second part of our pot. It's going to match. Now the great thing is it fits right inside this grooved area inside here, right inside the pot. I made sure I did that when I was purchasing it. So I can just take the glue now and just put it all inside here. I don't need to worry about putting it on the edge of the pot. Again, it's okay. Put plenty on there. Be really liberal with it. Do not worry about putting too much. If it oozes out, like I said, we can take care of that. So lay that glue inside there. We need this to be as steady as possible, and it's going to hold really well. Once we got the glue on there, go ahead and take our pot, put it right inside there. Again, we got to make sure this base is glued on also. Give it a little bit of a twist, just a little bit. It's going to be in there. Now, see this textured on the bottom? Just go ahead and wipe at it. Again, you're not going to see this on the end product. Just wipe it all right there. We're going to go ahead and put some weight on that also just to hold it. Let's give this about 30 minutes and then we'll combine the two. After we've got all this glued together, we're going to go ahead and put some glue right on top. That's going to join these two pieces. Again, don't think you're putting too much on. It's okay if it comes out. I'm going to put all of this on that I can and let it just squish down inside there. Now, want to make sure that we get it just centered perfectly. I love this glue. It takes a little bit to set up, but it is going to be strong. If there's any glue that came out, go ahead and treat it like it's caulking. Fill in this gap right here. Now what we're going to do is just let that set up, and then we're going to take it outside. I laid down some cardboard, and I want to put on a good coat of primer first. I cannot emphasize enough how important primer is. So we'll get all this primer on. All it has to do is dry for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then we're going to get to our textured paint. I went with an off-white cream color, started spraying it on. This stuff's a little bit on the high side, but you want to go ahead and just get it all over, and it's just going to look really good. Get every square inch. Once that all dries up, I'm going to show you the multiple uses for this urn. It's going to be outstanding. One of the first things you can use it for is a bird bath. Go ahead and put it out there and let those little flying critters come around. Another use for this is to plant flowers in. Look at how good that looks right at your front door. It would definitely be a conversation piece. We make these because it saves you a lot of money.
I am going to take this plain terracotta pot and I'm going to come in with a stencil. So I have this nice one here with 2 bees on it. So once I know that it's secured and it's flat across the pot, I'm going to come in with this Dry Decks spackling putty. So it's pink right now, but it will dry white, and you can kind of smooth it completely out, or you can leave it a little raised with a little bit of texture and definition. I'm going to remove that while it's still wet. So I just take a end of a paintbrush and I just kind of fix that up a little bit. Then I have this other nice stencil that I'm just going to do along the top, and then I'm going to let this dry overnight. I did also come in and do a little bit of spackling on the back side just to give that rustic French pot look. Then I'm going to come in with this silk paint from Dixie Belle in the shade Oyster, and I'm going to paint it over top of my entire pot so that the design really stands out. Once the paint is dry, you can leave it just like this, plain white, but I choose to add a little bit of definition. So I'm going to take this patio outdoor paint from Deckwart in black, and I'm going to actually add in just a little bit of ground coffee just to give it some texture and definition and really thicken it up a little bit. The black is very stark, so I am going to tone it down just a bit. And this is my finished pot here. I did come back in and had just a little bit more black on the bee because I really wanted him to stand out. And I am so happy with how this project turned out.
Grab some pots, plants, and rebar from your local home improvement store. Just be sure that the bottom planter is wider than the rest and comes with a saucer. Start by placing a generous layer of rocks or gravel, then fill your pots with your selected plants. Choose your plants to have a variety of complementary but contrasting shapes and colors, with some plants draping over the sides of the pots and others more shrubby and upright. Try to select a full plant that has some height for the uppermost pot to conceal any visible rebar. Once your plants are potted, begin stacking your pots. Insert the rebar into the bottom pot, making sure it comes through the drainage hole at the bottom and rests on the saucer. Continue stacking with your remaining pots, alternating the angle of each for a topsy-turvy effect. Finish by tucking sheet moss into any visible bare spots for a more polished look. Water the plants thoroughly and enjoy your topsy-turvy planter.
Get the look for less with this brilliant hack. I grabbed a plastic pot from the dollar store and covered it in spackle. I used a putty knife to spread it and left it uneven for a textured look. While I was waiting for it to dry, I printed and cut out a leaf shape on paper. When the spackle was completely dry, it turned white. I spray painted it a chalky gray color. After that dried, I spray painted over top of the stencil with the stone textured spray paint. I did this all the way around the pot, and I decided to add a bit more textured spray paint over the whole thing. Now I have this stunning Anthropology-inspired ceramic planter for a fraction of the cost. I hope this inspires you to make your own ceramic looking planter. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and see you next time.